Aloha, my kako. There are 6 phyla of invertebrates in Hawaii that I'm reviewing in my videos. As a reminder, those 6 phyla are cnidarians, mollusks, arthropods, annelids, echinoderms, and poriferans. In this video, I'll explore echinoderms. If you want to watch any of my other videos, please check the links below in the description. Did you know that sea stars, urchins, brittle stars, and sea cucumbers are all members of the phylum Echinodermata? There are approximately 7,000 living species of echinoderms worldwide, and the fossil record indicates there might have been as many as 13,000 extinct species. An echinoderm is a member of the phylum Echinodermata, which contains a number of marine organisms recognized by their pentamerous radial symmetry, calcareous endoskeleton, and a water vascular system which helps operate their small podia. Oh, I'm sure you got all that. But let's translate that into something simpler. The name echinoderm means spiny skin, and members of this phylum have these common characteristics. They have a 5 body part plan. They have no head, heart, or brain. They have a water vascular system. Most have tube feet. And they have an internal calcareous skeleton. A couple of other things to note about echinoderms. In some cases, an echinoderm can undergo a complete regeneration from a single limb or a single body part. So, when a brittle star loses an arm, they can grow a new one in its place. Now, wouldn't that be a nice trick if humans could do that? And a unique trick for some sea cucumbers is they discharge parts of their internal organs if they perceive themselves to be threatened. The discharge is stringy, gooey, and very sticky. The discharge organs and tissues are regenerated over the course of several months. So, where do echinoderms live? Most species worldwide of echinoderms exist in cold ocean waters. These can be cold surface waters or intertidal waters, like the coastal Pacific waters of Canada's and the mainland's west coast, or they can be very deep benthic waters, the bottom of the ocean. If you explore the intertidal zone on the northwest coast of the mainland, where the ocean gets very cold, you can see many species of sea stars and urchins, and at times their numbers are in the hundreds in a very small area. Although Hawaii has some really nifty echinoderms, our reefs and nearshore waters don't have the species diversity or the population size that exist in colder waters. However, Hawaii has some really unique echinoderms, and I'd like to show you 2 of them. The first is the conspicuous sea cucumber. Conspicuous sea cucumbers are exactly that, ranging in color from bright orange to pink to white, or a combination of those colors. Usually you find them sprawled on sand or seaweed in 3 feet or less of water in either Kaneohe Bay or Pearl Harbor. And they're not like any sea cucumber you'd be familiar with. They're very much like a long water balloon. When you pick up this critter, the water inside falls to either side, and you're left holding what feels like a collapsed plastic bag with bulging ends. When you put it down, the animal recovers its shape immediately. They have a prominent feathery mouth that looks something like a creature from a horror movie. They use their mouths to sift through the sand or mud, remove the food, and then poop out the filtered sand and mud. The second echinoderm I want to show you is the collector urchin. The collector sea urchin makes a fashion statement by covering its spines with limu, bits of shell, or other marine debris. Although this covering behavior is not fully understood, it may be a means of camouflage, or it might be protection from wave action or the effects of UV light. The collector urchin is found in shallow water and get to be a few inches in diameter. What makes the collector urchin really important for Hawaii's reefs is that these guys are constant grazers. They are herbivores and they munch on algae throughout the day and night, which is a good thing because these urchins have a very important job. They eat the invasive algae off the corals in Kaneohe Bay. These urchins are now being raised by the Department of Aquatic Resources and being placed on our reefs to do this cleanup job. Again, I've just barely touched on the fascinating animals that make up the phylum Echinodermata. The book, Hawaii's Sea Creatures, as I mentioned before, is a great reference for all of Hawaii's marine invertebrates. But you should also look at the Department of Aquatic Resources website about their program to raise collector urchins and place them on Hawaii's reefs that are in danger of being smothered by invasive algae. Mahalo mai ka kou, e kupa'a me ka aloha i ka aina.